Hey, what's up? It's Shane with Dynamics Media, and you are tuning into the Low Key Arcade, where we drop quarters so you don't have to. And today, we are messing around with Deadlock. We all love MOBAs here, and I think it's important to
I can't let them push
do what you love, and you know
we weren't meant to wield this much
we're all
power.
pretty
I'll keep them on their toes.
pretty into playing this this game. So let's see.
Someone's using it now. Hope you win, my friend. Good luck completing the ritual.
Let's see.
Stay strong, buddy. You'll be. You're looking now. Exquisite, isn't it? You want to buy a mug to
I'm
go
doing
with
this
your
in
gun?
order.
I see. Lock that up. Don't mind the whoever. Look, when I called you a trust fund baby, that was before I knew you were spending your trust fund here.
All right. So just showing you Pocket. He's probably, I think, my favorite character in the game. I just kind of wanted to show you kind of his abilities and what he does. Dylan also plays this game. He plays a very different style game than I do. So with Pocket, he's got like an interesting kit. So his gun shoots 7 pellets, right? I think. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7. So in a pretty similar pattern. What's interesting about him, like the base build that you get when you start in a game, I don't really know who built it or what it is.
Welcome to New York.
If you tag it with high velocity, which turns into headhunter, the consecutive headshot damage is crazy with him. So like, so you see how high I'm aiming? I don't even really have to, like if you aim at their head because of the spread or the bullets, it kind of activates it. So like, so if you constantly keep your cursor above them, if you don't have to be, like here, let's see if I can just pick them off. You see like just at the bottom. And what that does is it allows you to really like kind of knock down tanks, right? I feel like one thing with him that he struggles with is like playing against like a B-bot or like Abrams, someone that can get in his face quickly and close the distance. So being able to kind of chunk their health down before they get to you is pretty big. And that goes for like pretty much all the tanks, right? So one thing I like to do with Pocket is I'll slow the wave down because a lot of people don't like slow farming. And honestly, to me, it's one part of this game that I feel like a lot of people don't really understand, that aren't used to MOBAs, is how to slow the wave down, right? So here, I'll let these reset. So what I'm talking about, see, I left these 2 or 3 guys alive. There's only 2. So notice how my minions are doing a lot of the work. So while this is going on, I'm just last hitting, right? Shoot the orbs. It's a good idea. So I try to slow the wave down because it frustrates the other players. So if you're on a side lane and you're like stuck in one of those arches or that bridge, it's awesome to play with him because you can kind of use the bridge to block their shots. And again, you can actually, from a pretty far distance, you can hit those orbs because of the spread of the pellets, right? And that's why I love Pocket. Like I love just kind of staying back, and you can kind of dictate how fast you want to play with him. One thing with him and why they tell you to take Mystic Leap is he doesn't have a lot of escapes. So like even his abilities, like that we'll get into, don't allow you to escape as well as you would want them to. He's more of like a go in, burst damage, clean up and leave, or die. You know, preferably you want to leave, but yeah. So his first ability, which I put on my mouse, most of the stuff's on mouse. I'll just do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is a like soul shot. What's great about the soul shot? Alright, pal. What's great about the soul shot, and the way I use it, when it's early game, I'll use it to help thin the wave out. Like if they're pushing too hard into me, I'll launch one into the wave. And usually you have a partner. Sometimes you lane by yourself. but I'll try to like thin the wave or like do a lot of damage to all the minions. That way I can kill them quickly. Excuse me, quickly. One thing that Soul Shot does though that I think is super effective is if you play correctly and patiently and whittle your opponent's health down, I say that most of the time, I don't want to put a percentage on it, most players will not back to heal that I've seen. I think experienced players know when they have to leave. And then you have like a TP, which is basically like, hey, we're going to speed up. We're going to speed up and get back to lane quickly. But a lot of players don't do that. They'll go to their shop, they'll try to buy a regen item, and they'll come back in the lane. So if you play with distance and headshots, and you can start effectively hitting headshots. I mean, look, it doesn't do a ton of damage, but you're stressing them out. Like, look at the multiplier on that, right? It's huge.
You shouldn't have made this.
So one thing I like to do with the Soul Shot is after I've stressed them out and they're leaving, I try to hit them with that Soul Shot as they're leaving. If they're low enough, you can pretty much snipe them from a pretty... I mean, this thing goes really far. Let's see if I can hit that. Some of these minions from here. I don't know. I haven't really tested this. Yeah, so the distance is probably... From my base was about right here, right? So that's pretty far. I mean, you can really... Like, if you're chasing someone, that's a good way to hit them. And then you can also stack that ability with, I think it's Mystic Slow. So when they get hit with their, with that Soul Shot, it slows them down and they can't get away as fast. So you're a really good team fighter with Pocket later on, like full build, like in the game. His next ability, which I think is probably his coolest, is the Teleport. They have patched some stuff with this. They actually broke it for a little bit, but now it's back. It actually does damage, right?
Teleporting.
So it's a pretty solid move by itself, right? So even if you're... We'll go to the test dummy so I can show you the damage. Like, even if you're just playing in lane and something's too far away, we'll get to those later. If something's too far away, it's good just to even throw it, right? So let's look.
Getting ready to teleport.
I mean, that's a 612, like, that's a lot of damage. And when you're playing against someone, and you get that ability pretty early, it doesn't do 612 right away. But, you know, you can throw it through things, around things. Let's see if it'll go over this. So if you throw a little high...
get around them.
And it will stay... The thing is, though, if it goes over something, it will stay at that height. So you gotta be really careful, like, if you're trying to throw it over a barrier or something. But... You know, it does a lot of damage, and anything that touches it, it hits, right? So one of the coolest combos that I think that Pocket has is when someone's really low. Let's see if I can get this thing. I think it heals itself automatically. Yeah, it does. So one thing you can do, let's say you're laning, and someone's really low. There's two of them that are, like, one's like kind of low and one's really low.
Bet they weren't planning for this.
See, I hit my third ability, which is his suitcase. And what the suitcase does... Huh. I didn't really, like, came over here. What the suitcase does is it protects you, so you're not going to take any damage while you're in it, right? You're immobile. So it's a good way, like, if you're getting, like, let's say, like, Haze pops her ult, tank the ult a tiny bit. If you have... I can't remember what this is called. Let me look real quick. I always take Healing Rate. If you have a Healing Rate and she pops her ult, go ahead, click it, self-cast, and then go into your third ability, right? You'll take a lot of that damage, and she'll, like, her ult will, hopefully, if you time it right, be close to being over. Enough for you to get away, right? But the main combo is 100% is that. You can save it for long distance. So, like, I've played where, I'll wait till it comes back up, where I'm on one side of the lane and I know they're rotating, like, left maybe. So what I'll do is I'll throw my
Time
in
to
here,
be clever.
I roll over here, and then I hurry up and pop over. I clip that wall, but you can teleport basically from anywhere, right? And it's a fantastic move. I've seen people use it to escape. I don't think that's a good idea. For a couple reasons. Now, like I've done this where if a character is chasing me and they're not a mobile character,
Need to plan
I'll
this
throw
out.
it.
They're trying to kill me.
Suitcase to keep away from damage. Now I'm back to my safe area, right? So you kind of have to figure out how to use it yourself. I prefer to do it where I'm doing like a larger combo, personally. Now, with that said, I should have probably prefaced this. I'm not an expert at this game. You know, I don't play. You know, it's new, but like I play other MOBAs. I'm not like Masters and like League or anything like that. I usually just play for fun. I've played other competitive games. I've tried ranked. Whatever. Not really my style. I like playing competitive games, but I don't like doing the rank system. I do, however, feel like ranked in this game is going to be great because it's going to really separate some of the skill gaps, because there are some players that are just monsters at this game, and you're playing against newer people, and there's some rumored like MMRQ you can get into. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but probably because either I'm not good enough or it doesn't actually exist. But anyways, so the final ability, I'll go through go through and each we'll read what they do. But Affliction. So Affliction is a damage over time. It's like based off your spirit, but the thing, it's non-lethal. So like it will take them down to low health. It will not kill them. So like in a team fight, you want to use it early. So don't hold it. It's not like an execute. You're not going to execute anyone. So what you need to do, and this is how I use this ability, is I'll throw my teleport here, and then I pop the Affliction, and I back off, and I just start firing to get out. Or I'll do my soul shot, right? Or barrage, whatever he calls it. You definitely have to learn how to use the Affliction. Like I said, it's not like an execute, like you hit someone with it and you just run away because they're going to die. And it's not like a burn. It's not like Leandries or something like that from the yeah, I think the only other thing with Pocket, I don't zoom a lot, but you probably should. The only thing with Pocket that I think is, I'm going to sell this really quick so I can show you. If you... It's not going to... Oh, here it is.
Dramatic, stylish, I love it.
I like to keep my stuff on C and V if I have more than one. Sometimes you have, 3 or 4. Mystic Leap's interesting. I usually don't use it unless I have to. That's his escape. So if you find yourself playing people that are really good at mobility, they're really good at like kind of running you down, and you're struggling in lane or you're struggling in team fights because you can't get away because you're getting caught. Maybe like Abrams, like that. That's probably someone I would use this against, or a Bebop maybe. Like if Bebop, let's just say, for example, I'm here.
They won't expect this.
Bebop hooks me. I'm gonna hurry up and just crank it, right? And I'll show you another thing with that too that's really cool. But yeah, so a lot of people will actually use it to combo. So they'll use Mystic Leap into something. Maybe they'll use Affliction when they land, and then they suitcase or teleport suitcase again to get more burst damage. There's a bunch of different combos you can do. Like what's cool with Mystic Leap, let's see if I can get the... You can end it like in midair, so you can kind of pick where it goes. Again, that's not I don't use that. It depends on who I'm playing against, right? 7, that's a really good strategy against 7. Or even like a McGinnis, like if she ults you and you're too close, Mystic Leap out. If you don't have enough slots for it, I would get rid of Healing Right over Mystic Leap if you need it. Some people don't need it, some people do. Which is cool about this game, because it's all situational. Oh, I forgot this is over here. I think we should talk about this. Like, if you're new to this game, these are huge. These are the enemy orbs. Always shoot them if you can. Actually, we're gonna talk about that real quick. Yeah, always shoot the orbs, because if you don't, you're wasting money, but you're stealing farm from them, and you're frustrating your enemy. Like, the whole point of this game is to frustrate them to the point where they make bad decisions. So, like with Pocket, what I like to do is if they catch an orb and it's from a distance, like I'll let my wave go up and then I'll just hit it, like if I can shoot today. I'll hit it from like, you know, pretty far away. Your bullets go pretty far. I think what's cool with Pocket, I think you can, let me see if, one thing like I like to do with him, in terms of like frustrating the enemy with orbs and stuff, is the distance shot. I might be wrong about that. We might have to cut this. But I thought you could shoot the orb with your soul thing. Let me try. I don't have it.
I'll find everything I have.
Nah, you can't. Well, I'm a liar. I thought I did. But anyways, yeah, always shoot the orbs. Now, one thing that I see a lot of new players doing that I think they need to stop doing. There's one thing about slow farming. Here, let these guys die, and then we'll push back. Oh, so you see how much health that I haven't shot that once. The minions do a ton of damage, and here we'll just prove that right now. So I have a shield that orange, the orange bit. So they'll start doing actual damage to me. One thing I see new players doing that I think is a problem, you should stop if you're new, is not shooting the wave. So there's a difference between standing in the wave and last hitting, and then just ignoring the wave altogether. It's like when you're fighting someone in the wave, like those minions do a ton of damage, especially early on. You know, maybe late game they don't, which is fine, whatever. But early on, like if you're fighting someone in that wave, and you're not shooting their, like, clear their minions out. Let your minions be like your shield, basically, to help you do damage. Because a lot of players will just run up and they're just trying to shoot, you know, they're just trying to shoot you, and they lose an entire wave of farm because they were too focused on getting you. So one thing that you can do with any character to frustrate your enemy is to keep their wave in a bad state, where they basically have to make a choice between farming and shooting you. If you're laning with a partner, it's probably best to, because before 10 minutes, you are actually able to shoot.
Excellent work.
Well, you're actually able to split the farm evenly. So it doesn't matter who's getting the last hit, as long as someone's shooting the stuff, right? So if you're playing with a haze, maybe I farm and she just peppers the enemies, because she has a really good ability that can stack damage, right? So I wasn't trying to do a basics like tutorial of this game. Kind of morphed into that, sorry. I just kind of wanted to show some characters I like. But that's kind of how I play Pocket. I try to stay back and just be as annoying as humanly possible. And then once I get huge and can do some damage, like I might go like maybe like 1 and 2, or like 1 and 1, or 0 and 2, or you know, even 0 and 0 for the first like 5 or 10 minutes. And then once I start getting my items, because I'm focusing on farming the whole time, because you're a late game monster with him. So a lot of times if you look at your damage charts at the end of the game, you might be like top 5 damage, maybe top 2 damage, and most of that came in the last like 4 to 5 minutes of the game, depending on what's happening.
Letting out spirits.
So yeah, that's Pocket. I think he's badass. I love him. One of my favorite characters probably in a MOBA, which is saying a lot for me, because I usually don't play these types of characters. I usually play like a tank, or like a bruiser, like a set, or someone like that. I do like magic characters, like AP characters in League, but yeah, so this was Pocket, and let's check out some other cool heroes.